cop the look on Ferguson, will ya?
Yeah. Hey, looks like she doesn't like us anymore.
How long's it been? Hey, Ferguson? 2? 3 years? How long you been tipping the bucket on me?
Hey, ace it, will ya?
Well, don't tell me what to
You're
do!
not thinking. She'll still be here when this is all over.
Don't bet on it.
Now, you better get the freak and the 2 blokes locked away.
Oh, not the doc. I thought you said we could play with him.
You'll get your chance. Now, do as you're bloody told. And gag those 2.
Come on, sit down. Get back to back. Quick. Let's start working on the knots. Can you find them? Glamour puss, we'll get to you. Come on, it's loose. Don't stop now.
I warned you, Ferguson. Don't try us. I told you that.
Get it, Lou. Help me get him out.
You do it. You're the one that's so worried.
Come on, Doc. Someone's hurt.
Surprise, surprise. Went too far, did you, Kelly?
Get him out. And check her hands.
Pity. I always thought I'd be the one to get rid of you. Now it looks as though the department's going to do it for me.
Well, you won't know about it. Because I just told your boss. Either we get what we want in 1 hour, or you're dead. And you want to know something? I'm half hoping it doesn't come good. Oh, yeah. Nearly forgot. Your mate Wilder just jumped to a conclusion. She hung herself. You really know how to pick him, don't you? And you keep your hands to yourself, or you'll go with her. The freaking Connors. Bring him here now. Well. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 very fine specimens. Natural enemies and very tough. That's right, isn't it, Connors? It's funny, though. Freak reckons she could do you with 1 hand tied behind her back. Isn't that right, Joanie? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to find out who is the toughest. We're going to put you both in the laundry, and you can cut loose on each other. Oh, look at Connor. She can hardly wait. I don't blame you, Reed. Should have heard what Ferguson said about your dear departed boyfriend.
Yeah, he didn't really have a pink motorbike, did he?
Oh, I nearly forgot. The winner kills the loser. And if she doesn't, you both die. Tie their feet. Oh, now there's no time limit on this, ladies. So you can take all day if you like. Just have fun, if you know what I mean.
What now?
Untie their hands and get out. Go on, get out! 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 Oh. Come on!
Let me go, you overgrown dog!
Come on!
You silly Connors. I told you this would happen one day, didn't I? You stupid bitch. She's getting us to do her dirty work for her. Just you and me. I told you. Yeah, you and me. Together we can take the lot of them.
Yeah, but we're not going to.
Loser dies, or you're both dead. Now fight! 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 Fight, you bitches! Fight! Kill a bitch! Kill a bitch! Get it out! On their feet! Come on, Ferguson! What are you waiting for? Get away! between us, and if you don't finish her off, we're going to get rid of both of you. What's the last thing I'm going to do? Come on, you're running out of time. Kill the bitch.
It looks like they've had it.
They've had it all right. Now rack off the fun's over. Go on, move it. Give me that.
Hey, what are you going to do?
You think?
Oh, hell no. We'll go for a row.
You want to watch, then shut up, otherwise I'll take you with them. Start saying your prayers, Ferguson. Because it's going to be a lot hotter where you're going than that dryer we stuck you in.
So it was you.
Yeah, that's right. Real good of you shouldering the blame for us like that, you know?
Nice.
And now I'm returning the favour. You can watch Ferguson die.
Get away from her or I'll blow your head off.
Try it, Norman.
Don't be a fool, Kelly. You're in enough trouble as it is.
Drop it, Lou. They've got us.
I got Ferguson. And I'll stake the stinking bitch with me if you don't get rid of the hardware. Drop it! Now! Over here.
Hello.
You too, Morris.
Now look here, Kelly.
Shut up and put it down!
Party is over.
No, hold still.
Look, I said I'm all right. Now, will you tell me what's going on out there?
It's over. Look, I'll fill you in later. You're in no condition now to listen
Oh,
to...
for God's sake, Wilder's dead. And
Yes, I know. We found her hanging in a door.
Her door?
What do you know about this, Connors?
That's what you told me, Mrs. Morris.
There is a big difference between murder and suicide. Now, if you're hiding
Oh,
anything...
lay off, will you? I've had enough of screws giving me a pounding. Oh, you've been hit by a truck, Ferguson.
Well, you lot have got lucky today. Work's been cancelled while special operations clean up that mess from yesterday.
There should be a ride more often.
Get out, McCormick. I said out.
You haven't lost your touch.
I just want to clear something up, Connors.
Eh?
You could have let Kelly use that knife. Why didn't you?
And let a runt like her do my dirty work? No.
What's the difference as long as you get the job done?
That's where you and me are different. Anyone who can take me on deserves better than Kelly doing a dirty deed.
You might be interested to know I've persuaded the governor to drop any charges against you. I'd say that makes us even.
We can soon fix that.
Oh, I'm sure we will. And I'll match you any day of the week, Connors.
You're on. I'll have to give you another head start, though, won't I?
Come on, Kelly, against the wall. Well, how the mighty have fallen. By the way, your mates Donnelly and Stone have been bundled off to D Block, but the governor decided to leave you here under our protection. For your own good.
You rotten bitch. You talked him into it, didn't you?
Nice try, Kelly. But you know, there aren't enough charges in the book to keep you in the pound. Now, you're going to get out of here if I have to drag you out by the ear. Move.
What are they doing with you?
What do you reckon? Same as you. I'd feel safe if I was being tossed into a bloody snake pit.
Oh, come along, ladies. We don't want to keep that welcoming committee waiting, do we?
Two, three, right. 2, 3, left. There you are. 3. Oh, that's not so bad there. Oh, perhaps I'll be able to...
Maybe I should come back later.
Oh, no, Miss Ferguson. Meg was just showing me how to waltz. Listen, you're quite good at it too. I don't know what you're worried about. You?
Thought everybody could waltz.
Oh, I suppose you're an expert in that field too, are you, Joan?
Actually, yes. The Major always believed a woman should be able to deport herself properly on the dance floor. I've got a number of trophies to show that I did rather well. Good night. You're like deaf, didn't you hear the bell?
Oh, was that what it was?
The smart remarks, Wyndham. Okay, out. Not so fast, Kelly. You haven't finished yet. Pick him up.
Why should I? You did it on purpose.
Did anyone see me do that? See, Kelly, you can't get out of it as easy as that. Okay, get out, the lot of you. Come on, get to work, Kelly. You could always make a complaint to the governor. And, of course, if you can't hack it around here, I suppose I could try to talk the governor around. There's always Blackmore and my friend Cynthia. She'd just love to look after you for a while. Hello, what's this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd forgotten I put it there. I didn't think I'd be seeing you this afternoon.
For me?
Yes. Mervyn and I would like you to come to our wedding.
Thank you, Mrs. Barry. That's very kind of you.
It's a pleasure. Come along, Joyce. I think we ought to go to the dining room.
Right.
She seemed quite touched by that invitation.
Oh, you know, I feel awful. I didn't want to invite her. We could hardly invite all the rest of the staff and leave her out.
Well, maybe she won't accept.
That's what Mervyn said, but I have a terrible feeling she will.
Because I think I'm the one that's been a fool. I should have explained...
Well, what have we got here? Two little lovebirds in their nest. Sorry to interrupt, Governor, but there's an urgent problem. I have Egbert and Ryan outside.
Ryan?
Steve Ryan, new handyman.
Yes, very handy indeed. I just caught them both in a compromising situation in Egbert's cell.
I see.
It's hardly surprising. The man's nothing more than a show pony.
Miss Ferguson.
You wouldn't know, Governor, but he posed naked for a magazine centrefold, and the women found out about it. I advised Mr. Moran to get rid of him
There was
then, but
absolutely no reason to, Miss Ferguson.
Rot. The man's got the morals of an alley cat. I told Moran...
That's quite enough, Miss Ferguson. Meg, would you bring them in, please? Let's hear their side of the story.
Yes, of course, and I'll get back to work.
Thanks.
Mrs. Reynolds will see you now.
Mr. Ryan, Miss Ferguson's just laid a serious charge against you. What have you got to say?
It was totally innocent, Mrs. Reynolds.
I know what I saw, Governor.
Let them finish, please, Miss Ferguson.
Well, there was nothing sexual about it, and believe me.
There is a far more serious charge, Governor. He left this toolkit lying open in the corridor. It's full of potentially dangerous weapons and a poisonous drain cleaner, which any of the women could have gotten hold of.
Is this true?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I was worried about Julie. I forgot.
There is only one course of action open, Governor. He has to go.
I have to agree with Miss Ferguson. I did warn him after I saw the centrefold that any further trouble would mean immediate dismissal.
Thank you. Egbert, do you have anything to say?
No, except it is like Steve said. Miss Ferguson's making it sound wrong.
Very well. All right, Mr. Ryan. I'm letting you off with a warning this time, but if you're found in any potentially compromising situation again, no matter how pure your motives, it will mean instant dismissal.
I understand.
Governor, I must
As
protect...
it will if you leave your toolbox lying around again. Please take them out, Miss Ferguson.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Reynolds.
Well, you sweet-talked your way out of that one, didn't you?
Just told the truth, Miss Ferguson.
I doubt it. It's very obvious what's going on, so I will be watching you two, and I'll catch you, and then we'll see the feathers fly.
Only you could find something dirty in what is simply a warm friendship, Miss Ferguson.
Ah.
Keep your chin up, Julie. Don't let him get you down.
You get yourself back to work. But watch your step, Egbert. Otherwise, that early parole you're hoping for is going to be dead and buried.
No, there's no mention here of anybody she could contact. Oh, yeah, she's dangerous, all right. If she gets hold of a weapon, she'll use it. You wanted to say something?
Just interested to see how you make up for your mistake in keeping Kelly here.
Made a few mistakes yourself. Nobody's a perfect judge of character. Not even you.
Yeah, but I know an inefficient deputy governor when I see one. But of course, I won't have to worry about that after tomorrow morning. No.
Bob! Bob, whatever's happened to you?
Ah, one of the women clocked me with a volleyball. It was just an accident.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It was.
Oh, come on, Moran. Recent events have proved your judgment to be rather fallible.
I'll save the commentary, Ferguson.
You needn't pull rank. We're all on the same level now.
I could be in the gutter and not be on the same level as you.
You are in the gutter, Moran. It's about time you realised it.
Just one more word, Ferguson.
You saw that. He was going to hit me.
I wouldn't have blamed him if he had hit you. You've done nothing but campaign against him ever since he got here.
Only for the good of the place.
Oh, more for the good of your own personal spite. Look, I'm sorry to have to say this. But I'd much rather you didn't come to our wedding.
Well, thank you very much. You see, that saves me the trouble of cancelling. Because, frankly, I've got far better things to do with my time than watch you getting hitched to some shonky little cook.
How dare you! Oh! Oh!
At least consider it for a few days. Will you come in?
Sorry, I didn't realise you were busy.
It's all right, Miss Ferguson. I was just leaving. Governor?
What is it, Miss Ferguson?
I wish to register a formal complaint about Mrs. Barry.
I see. And what's she done this time?
Lashed out without provocation and struck me on the face. I want it dealt with.
Any witnesses?
Yes, Di Hagen saw the whole thing.
And nothing you did helped bring this outburst on?
Oh, she started babbling some nonsense about withdrawing my invitation to her wedding, became hysterical and struck me.
There must have been some reason. It's completely out of character.
It's not up to me to account for her actions.
Don't you find it coincidental that most of the recent staff problems involve you in some way?
I'm just doing my job. But I will not be attacked by anyone. Now, are you going to do something about it, or will I?
Oh, Meg, could I see you?
No, later, Andrea. I've just been talking to Joyce.
Really? And I suppose you were bent over with pity for the poor little thing being driven to attack me.
God, drop the sarcasm. I've just about had you up to here.
Oh, really? I thought you might be quite well disposed today, seeing I got you reinstated.
Oh, for whose benefit?
Well, you seem quite happy to reap the benefit.
I've also had you lashing out at everyone.
Me lash out?
Yes, you. God, you've turned provocation into a fine art, haven't you? Now, of course she was upset. Who wouldn't be? You can forget that incident with Joyce and lay off her.
It's too late. I've already written the report.
Then tear it up.
Oh, like hell I will.
You will if you know what's good for you. Otherwise, I might just go to the police and tell them about the fire at the Bikey's house.
Fool if you did.
I know you lit it. We both know it. It was revenge, wasn't it?
Who'd believe you? The police are interested in fact, not fantasy.
Oh, the police mightn't, but the conquerors might.
Rubbish.
Think what the conquerors did to the Eagles when they thought they'd done it. Ooh, very nasty.
You haven't got the nerve,
Don't
Morris.
count on it. Someone's got to stop you. Now just tear up that report.
Sorry we're late. Mr. Randall caught his handbag in the door.
Handbag? It's Miss Nichols. She dropped it on the stairs. She seemed to be in a bit of a hurry.
Of course, it's not his. He wouldn't be seen dead with an imitation crocodile handbag. Good morning, Mr. Mangelfitz.
Good morning, Mr. Humphreys.
What lovely rosy cheeks we have this morning.
Well, I came through the park to give my toast crust to the ducks. My wife doesn't like me to leave them, you know, and these new teeth aren't quite up to them. They're so hard, you know. Even the ducks have to wait till they go soggy.
I'm sure they'll be all right after you've run them in for a few days.
So, yes, when you've quite finished, the handbag explains Mr. Randall's late arrival, but what of yours? Do you realize it is 1 minute past 9?
Oh, dear. Have all the customers gone?
Yes. That is not the point, Mr. Humphreys. You are supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, not 1 minute after.
Oh, well, I can explain all that. You see, I got outside the store about 5 to 9, and there was a commotion. Someone had got knocked down. A tall, military-looking gentleman. It's Captain Wagstaff, I thought. He's early like me, and he's got knocked down. Oh, my heart was in my mouth. Captain Wagstaff, cut off at the height of his career. Stand back, I said. I'll give blood for Captain Wagstaff.
Well, hello. What's a cute little fellow like you doing locked up in here? I have an idea Sleeping Beauty might be able to supply a few answers.
Well, any explanations, Mr. Ryan?
And so I thought letting her play with the dog for a few minutes before I report to finding it might cheer up a bit.
And I suppose the officers in reception can confirm the fact that you carried the animal in from the ground yourself, hmm? I don't appreciate being lied to, Ryan, and neither does the governor. Come on.
Does this really have to go any further? I mean, the women are in enough trouble with Jessie being sick. There's no harm being done.
Yeah, security's been breached.
Oh, is that all that matters to you? Have you any idea what a hell these women live in? I've seen them during the day crying when they're alone and they think there's no one watching. God knows what they go through at night. Look, smuggling the dog in is wrong. But just to have him to hold in their arms, let him lick their hand. Can you understand what that means to them?
Yes, I can.
Well, why destroy it with discipline and punishment? If you'd let me out in the grounds, I'll say I found the dog there and no one will know you're involved. I give you my word.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
Well, it's about the discovery of the illicit alcohol last night, Governor. Apparently there was no cell search. Now, if they managed to smuggle out sugar and yeast, God knows what else they could have.
Point taken. As a matter of fact, come in.
Oh, sorry to bother you, Mrs. Reynolds, but I found this dog wandering around the grounds. Wasn't quite sure what to do with her.
So much for security. Any idea how it got in?
Well, there's a small hole under one of the fences this morning. She seems well fed, but there's no ID or tags or anything.
Not much we can do except ring the pound.
Right.
Excuse me, Governor. I've been thinking of getting another dog for some time now. Well, I wouldn't mind taking her. I'll check, of course, that she hasn't been reported missing.
Well, if you wish.
Would it be okay if I keep her in the staff room till I finish my shift?
Of course.
Thank you.
Steve, while you're here, would you have a look at this filing cabinet?
Sure.
The second drawer keeps sticking.
Miss Ferguson surprises me. Oh, she's a different person with that dog.
Yes. Actually, she's her own worst enemy. She's suffered personal tragedies that have made her cut off from people. The lonelier she gets, the more she retreats into a shell. Wish I could get through to her. Maybe the dog will.
I don't know whether you're going to be too impressed with this salad here, but I reckon you'll go for the ham, eh? Look. I'm going to have to think of a name for you, aren't I? There you go. Now, I've got to go and do some work. So you'd better behave yourself while I'm gone. Oh, I just found her wandering in the grounds. I thought I'd look after her for a minute.
Oh, she's lovely. Oh, and Mrs. Reynolds just rang through. We have to do a full soul search right now.
Good. I'll be right there. Hey, you be a good girl while I'm gone, eh?
Yeah, I heard there was a dog around. Chook said something about Steve finding it outside.
It was in here.
Doesn't look as though it's here now. What was it doing in the staff room, anyhow?
I want to know where it went.
Maybe someone took it for a walk. Wasn't here when I came in. Look, I'll let him know you're looking for it, okay?
What do you think you're...
Don't touch her!
Now, you watch it, Patterson. You're risking a stint in solitary.
You can't have her. She's not yours, she's mine, and you can't have her. I don't want to go into you. I wanted to go to a friend of mine.
You be careful, Patterson. You know how patient I am, but I can be pushed too far.
You make our bloody lives miserable, and I'm not having you do it to Poco too.
Oh, there's a big difference in the way I treat animals and the way I deal with scum like you.
Yeah, I bet there is.
Now, listen, I don't have to justify myself. Look, it's none of your business what happens to this dog. Now, you get out of here and thank your lucky stars I'm going to forget all about it. Come on.
But she's my dog.
No, Patterson, that's where you're wrong. You're a prisoner, remember? And prisoners don't have pets.
She came here looking for me.
She'll get a good home.
Oh, bull.
Just shut up and get moving.
Look, I'll buy her from you. I've got some money in the bank. I'll pay you for her, please.
You really believe I'm going to mistreat her, don't you?
Do you blame me?
I was just wanting to do what I thought was right for her. Obviously, it's not appreciated.
Something wrong, Miss Ferguson?
No, Governor. Patterson has discovered that the dog is hers.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. She must have come here, tracked me down, dug under the fence. Her name's Poco. She's mine, honest, and I don't want to go into the... Miss Ferguson.
I was about to say when you came in, Governor, that if Patterson wishes to make alternative arrangements, it's really not very important to me.
Do you have someone who can take the dog, Lexi?
Yeah, Jessie's friend Mabel. She'll take her and she'll tell you the dog's mine, too.
I see. Well, perhaps if you ring your friend, she could come and collect her. Is that all right with you, Miss Ferguson?
Perfectly all right.
He decided not to take the dog.
No, I wasn't really very interested anyway. Just trying to save her from the pound.
Well, it was nice of you to let Patterson do what she wanted with her.
Don't you fool yourself, it was the governor's idea. Anyway, why should I put myself out when all I get is a mouthful of back chat for my trouble?
Well, what do you expect? There's not much love lost between you and the women.
Oh, I think they'd have enough common sense to know that the way I deal with them is just part of my job. I don't get any pleasure from it.
I suppose you don't.
Mind you, they're not the only ones. Seems as though half the staff think the same way lately.
Can I be honest? Look, I was pretty surprised myself when you let me pretend I found the dog out in the ground. Well, you present a pretty grim image to everyone, and you were being human.
Just watch it, Ryan.
Well, there you go again. Why do you have to be so defensive all the time?
Because I don't need your bargain basement analysis.
It was simply advice. This is bargain basement analysis. You got problems, Joan. You're hiding behind so many walls that one day they're going to come tumbling down on top of you. I've seen crack-ups, and they're not nice. And the way you're going, you're a prime candidate for one.
You just stick to being Mr. Fix-It.
Blew that one, didn't I, girlie?
Oh, this way, over here.
A smile never cost anyone anything, dear. Very big brute woman, isn't she? She put a lot of blokes I know to shame.
Maybe if you tried being a human being once in a while, you might do us all a favour and unload that giant chip on your shoulder. Might even pick up a friend or two. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I've withdrawn my transfer application. I've decided I don't want to leave Wentworth after all. I enjoy your company too much.
That makes you feel real good, doesn't it, having someone to walk all over?
Kelly, I do not enjoy dealing with scum like you.
Oh, bull, you don't. That's how you get your kicks, isn't it? You haven't had a girlfriend since
You shut your filthy mouth! Stop that, the both of you! I think you better go.
Go on, Ferguson. Deny it, I dare you.
That is enough. I'll have you put in solitary whether you're sick or not.
Thank you.
And the only reason they play golf is to wiggle their backsides in public. Right, Tom?
Yeah, mate.
I mean, look at Blondie up there, dressed up like a film star. Probably come straight from the hairdressers.
Excuse me, would you mind keeping quiet? I'm trying to watch that.
Watch what? The fashion stakes? I suppose you think some of them could give Jack Nicklaus a run for his money.
Come on, don't be ridiculous. They're professional golfers, and they deserve a little more than being patronised by you.
Can't deny it, though, can you? Look, nothing against you, lady, but blokes are stronger than women. It's a fact of life.
Fact of life, is it?
Yeah.
Huh? You, wouldn't care to prove that point, would you?
What are you doing?
Well, what does it look like? Don't tell me you're afraid to show me how strong you are.
Okay, come on. Look, no need to get upset. Like I said, nothing personal.
No. I'd just like to see you prove your point. And I'm sure your friend there would too.
Okay. You're on. Do the honours, Don.
Ready? Go.
Oh. Now, you were saying?
Well, you certainly put the local chauvinist in his place, all right.
Oh, I just wanted to watch the tournament in peace, that's all.
Fair enough. Could I buy you a drink? If I'm not imposing, that is.
No, not at all. Scotch and soda would be very nice, thank you.
Good. Particular hole. It's got a nasty dog leg in it. Never managed better than a double bogey. Had no reason to think this time was going to be any different, right? So I took out my 2 wood. Straight into the trees. Rattle, 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 rattle. Now, you won't believe this. Out it comes, onto the fairway. Dong, 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 dong. Finishes up on the edge of the green, and I sink the putt.
Oh, no.
It was the first birdie I ever got, and at the most difficult hole on the golf course. It was terrific.
Oh, you sound as though you really enjoy your game.
Yeah, I do. Whoever invented it's genius, you know, because it's good exercise, a lot of skill involved, and you play it with really nice people. Really nice. Tell me, how did you come to learn the game?
Oh, well, my father was a military man, and he just loved it, played every chance he got. I suppose some of it rubbed off.
Yeah. I used to be an Air Force man myself, up to a few years ago.
Hey, why did you leave?
I lost interest. No, I used to wake up in the morning and think about 8 hours flying a desk, so I decided to give it up.
I know what you mean.
I restore antiques these days, so, you know, chairs, tables, that sort of thing. It's always been my hobby, and it earns me enough money to keep me happy. Tell me, what do you do?
Oh, well, I came into a little money when my father died. I don't have to work.
Ah, lady of leisure, eh? That sounds pretty good.
Oh, I managed to keep busy.
Now, tell me, you must have a few golfing stories of your own. Now, come on, every golfer has one.
Well, I did manage to win a tournament once in my younger days.
Won a tournament?
Yeah, well, it was only a local competition.
Doesn't matter, you won.
Yeah.
I'll drink to a winner. He didn't try that one again, not round us anyway.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Now, don't forget, next time you feel like a game, come down and play the course. Best round here in my book.
Yes, I certainly will.
Good.
Now I must be going.
Ah.
Thank you for the pleasant company.
Likewise, Miss Ferguson. I can't remember when I enjoyed myself more. And hopefully I'll see you next time you drop in. I'm a regular customer here, I'm afraid.
Yes. Good night, Mr. Hinton.
Oh, yes, good night, and take good care of that strong right arm, eh?
Oh, yes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I get plenty of sleep, Kelly. Want to be nice and fresh for your drive in the morning?
What drive?
Oh, didn't I tell you? First thing in the morning, you're being shipped out to Blackmore.
Oh, Boo, you're just trying to put the wind up me.
Oh, would you like the governor to come up here and tell you herself?
You bastards. You might as well put me in front of the firing squad.
Oh, no, Kelly. You deserve better treatment than that. Because you're special. And I just know that my friend Cynthia Leach will understand that.
Mongrel bitch! Oh!
Hurts, doesn't it, Kelly?
It's enough of that, Miss Ferguson.
And I suppose I should have just stood there and let her attack me.
Officers are expected to show self-control. You obviously didn't.
Oh, I see we're not supposed to protect ourselves anymore?
Of course you are. I'm merely saying...
Oh, it's all
that
very
you
well
cover
for them
that
to abuse us as much as they like, but the minute we lay a finger on them, we're hauled over the
Laying
coals.
a finger on them does not include aggravating injuries.
I was holding her off.
I know what I saw, Joan.
Whatever the case, Mrs. Morris is fully justified in reporting it. Especially in the light of your erratic behaviour during the last few days. I've also had complaints from some of the other officers.
Who no doubt shall remain nameless.
Complaints that you've been unduly harsh on the women. You know as well as I do how that can provoke them.
Really? What are you going to do? Charge me?
Don't tempt me. I want you to take a few days off, as from the end of today's shift.
You can't force me to
It's
take
for your
time.
own good, Joan.
Oh, you've got this sorted out very nicely, haven't you? You trump up a case and send me packing.
Nothing of the sort. It'll be a short leave for health reasons.
All right. Look, I do admit I've been a bit tense lately, but... Well, I came in here this morning feeling a lot better. There's no need for all
I'm
this
sorry.
rearrangement.
There is.
Is that all?
Yes. But I'd prefer you to stay away from Kelly until you go.
What's the matter, Maxwell?
Nothing, Miss Ferguson.
Then stand up when I talk to you.
Sorry.
I bet you are. Someone been giving you a hard time, have they?
No, Miss Ferguson.
Looks like they got their message across anyway. And from what I hear, they're going to be teaching you a lot more. Moran's pep talks aren't going to help the likes of you, Maxwell.
It's not Bob's fault. Mr. Moran went out of his way to help. He didn't really have to, considering his position.
No. But then perhaps he has a personal interest.
I wouldn't know. He said he'd been to Vietnam. Perhaps that's why.
I just saw the Maxwell woman. Looks like she's been roughed around a bit.
Badly?
Oh, not that you'd notice.
Well, we all expected it. Maybe I should talk to them again before they do some real damage.
Taking a rather unusual interest, aren't you?
Just doing my job. A lot better for all of us if we stop trouble before it starts.
Whatever you say.
Yes. Well, duty calls.
Hey, Ferguson. Bet you're dying to hear about Moran and that Maxwell, Sheila.
Put a sock in it, Williams.
Your mate Moran's getting it off with her right under your bloody noses. What do you reckon about that?
I'm sure Kath has some good within her, yet I hear the hatred this place breeds may turn her into the monster she's imagined to be.
Governor wants you lot in the gym. Now move. What are you up to, McCormick?
Oh, I'm just tidying the bed, Miss Ferguson.
You want it in the gym. I thought I told you lot to move.
Today, I had a confrontation with the women over some cocaine that was smuggled in. I was amazed at the ingenuity, though. A radio-control model car was used to ferry the package to Rita at the fence. What worries me is several tennis balls coming over the fence. Injected inside each one was Scotch whiskey. We managed to bring them inside, right under Miss Ferguson's nose. I'd hate to see her face if she found out.
Would you indeed?